very mobile very often in this set.
Yeah, sometimes Ness just be hitting buttons.
Mm-hmm.
And you have to know how to deal with that. Even a Ness as good as Syrup is sometimes just going to be hitting a lot of these aggressive buttons, and you need to be able to deal with it well, so zoning might not be the easiest thing in the world to get done.
Yeah, it's like, comments of mashing aside, Ness is just naturally a high APM character. He's going to be doing a lot at once, so you have to be ready for answering all of those buttons, be they the combo buttons that Ness is known for, racking up damage, or if it's going to be the projectiles that you have to weather the storm of.
And with the good Nesses, you're going to see both at all times, because those projectiles are actually some of Ness's good options when you're going for aggressive playstyle. Big Eye Fire is a fantastic combo tool, especially the angled one when you're in the air.
Yeah, on PS2 especially, like it offers so much control because it's either you're shooting downwards towards the center of the stage, or you're shooting outwards towards the ledge. Both spaces just really relevant to cover if Ness can't put himself there.
Yeah, especially when you consider playing off the platforms. Okay, gonna get hit with the gyro there. And we'll see if Boost can find it. Gonna be looking for the up throw here. Gonna find it. And that's gonna be a nice stock, but definitely in kill percent for Ness, especially if you can find a back throw just like that.
Throw for throws, that gets it done. Very fortunate of Boost to find that up throw beneath the plat, but I think that's more fortuitous than anything else. Being very mindful of positioning on this stage is key when it comes to fooling around with Ness.
One thing I will notice is Boost is catching these jump-ins from Ness very frequently. And it's not even these horizontal. It feels like Syrup's trying to jump off these platforms, kind of full hopping, and he's getting caught with up airs continuously.
In general, it looks like Boosk is really comfortable with playing the air-to-air against the likes of Ness. We're seeing a lot of like full hop forward air to check the aggressive movement, up airs as you're mentioning, which keep the juggle state. And of course, Nair's finding its mark in some places. That back air doesn't though. That would have been huge for Boosk.
Gonna get the heal coming off there and needs to play this ledge game carefully or Boost is gonna find the stock. And does just that in a decent position here, but gonna get reversaled by R.O.B there.
Finds the grab out of nowhere from that one. The drag down up air looking so sharp from Syrup.
Good catch on the gyro. That perfectly saves him there.
Gyro, one of the most prevalent items spawned in competitive play. You need to be able to take that off the field and use it to your advantage if you want to stop the likes of R.O.B.
I think generally when you're playing against a character with items, if you don't know what you're doing, it's best not to, because you're just giving them more to play with, but I think R.O.B's the exception. I think you need to be able to play with the gyro well to do your best.
I've been saying this as of late to people, but I feel like R.O.B's gyro is like better than some players in some regions. It's such a like oppressive item. A consistently active hitbox. It's able to link combos for any character that can get it. Like, not just R.O.B. It offers so much control in the angle that it gets shot at if R.O.B wants to shoot it out instead of throw it. And it covers a different angle when it's thrown compared to when it's shot. It alone does so much to help R.O.B's overall game plan. Ooh, okay. Some clean movement in the heat of the action there from Boosk. Allows him to keep the pressure up for Syrup. Even as Syrup finds these hits to apply up the damage.
Boost not honestly relying on gyro too heavy here, as much as we're talking about it, just honestly boxing with Syrup over and over again.
I think the best thing that Boosk has been exhibiting in this game one has been the fact that he's not as jump heavy as we've been seeing tonight, and his commitment to waiting on when to press the button is what's allowing him so much opportunity to fight back against Syrup.
But just like that, Magnet into back air. We were talking about it earlier, how it can link into combos, but it can also link into kill confirms just like that. And Syrup using it perfectly.
Like, it's such a reliable hit confirm against R.O.B because he takes up so much space. And especially at these higher percentages, like back air is getting it done. Really well timed on Syrup too, because he was staying very proactive in that game one, but wasn't trying to get too headstrong with when he was swinging.
But I will point out that last time, I'm pretty sure Syrup went up 1-0 and then it proceeded to lose the set to Boost, so if I am correct, Boost has been in this position already tonight and was able to make it past. We'll see if they can repeat that. And just like that, they're off to a fantastic start.
It's a hell of a way to start game 2 on your call. Smashville going to be the pick for Boosk and proving its value immediately. On the smaller end of the stage list, this is a stage that gives you a lot of wiggle room to find your kills off stage. And R.O.B very much a demon in that regard.
Boost showing why R.O.B can be a demon in general. Getting out of that disadvantage is really the most glaring weakness R.O.B has. So, able to make it seem like nothing, racking up already 70% here.
Like, R.O.B's tools just give him so much control without having to commit to moving around too much. Like, between Gyro and Laser, they cover most, if not all, of the space while staying active. Add that into how Boosk is making sure to stay very active in contesting the platform. Like, he has so much free landing space. Meanwhile, Syrup has to be really choosy with how he moves around the stage. Like, look at this. He's at 108 on his second stock.
I think part of the reason that Syrup has to be so choosy is because he's not been able to mitigate this item and projectile game as well as we thought going into the set. And that stock is going to be mitigated, though, with Boost able to take that down air and in a good position to force us to a game 3.
Like, in general, there's just not enough space for Ness to be able to comfortably play. Like, even though Ness in his own right can move about the platform and control the space really well, against the likes of R.O.B, it just becomes a lot more of a tumultuous task. And I think that's been proven in pretty quick fashion, because even though we see Syrup finding his hits, finding his combos, an amazing conversion into the down air.
You know what the crazy part is? I was about to say Syrup doesn't look very comfortable, that he just does that. He just does that to Boosk. And that's what
Smashville does. Like, Smashville it's a killer be killed kind of stage. There's not a lot of room, so a lot of it happens real fast. But Boosk has at least been doing a good job to make sure that it's on his call if they're going to be going stock for stock like that, because Syrup is bleeding out here. And dying, in fact. And we're going into game 3 just like that.
He's going to get loaded into the stretcher there, and Boost's going to be taken into game 3, and looks like we're seeing another game 3 from these two people. Last time Boost took it out. We'll see if Syrup can reverse the fate this time and be able to take it over. Boost definitely wants to get to fight Zomba, especially if Zomba's going to R.O.B. You know, these two players duke it out pretty frequently, so.
Yep. Zomba vs. Syrup is, once again, another one of those sets we've grown no stranger to seeing out of Fusion on an almost weekly basis consistently. But after that game 2, I don't know if it's so certain to see Syrup advance, but it's looking really sharp after that play.
Who it is. Honestly, the extra space is kind of what you're talking about a lot in the last game, so we'll see if it's beneficial here for Syrup.
I think it's a good call because there's a lot of room for him to combo, but also when he needs that breathing room to get away from R.O.B, like, Boost knows that he could sit in a certain position and hold defensively without committing too much, and that kind of helps Syrup along because he doesn't have to worry about always being in the fight. When it gets to that close-range game, it's when Syrup wants it to be. And that's big. So's that back end.
I was gonna say, you know what else is big? The magnet hitbox. able to confirm it into the back air real quick.
Oh, that's so good from Syrup. Like, he doesn't try to get fancy with Psy Magnet, he just uses it as that old reliable when it comes to the hit confirm. And, like, time after time, it's been really helpful in him maneuvering around the map and making sure that he can net those kills on Boost when he's slipping.
The thing is, though, he is a player who can get fancy with it, like we saw last game, but sometimes it's not even the most beneficial position you can put yourself into.
No down air. Boost just a little bit off on finding that timing, but not going to struggle to kill off of that one. No down throw up air, nets it. And without too much damage to spare. 49%, grand scheme of things, not too bad.
In the back here, Boost needs to work really hard to get this back, and in such an awful position off stage. I mentioned it once earlier, but R.O.B's advantage is the one glaring weakness the character has, and Syrup showing why right now, just being so ruthless.
That was phenomenal fuel maintenance from Boost, making sure that he didn't fall out when he needed to. Like, that little flicker of boosting with up B is so important to making sure you can get around those situations. And even though Boost ended up losing the stock, like, he prolonged that death a lot longer than most would be able to.
Yeah, sometimes when you can prolong the stock, you're at least not necessarily putting resource at your opponents, but they have to mental resources, right? They have to think about it a little bit harder. They have to maybe use an option they didn't want to use against you yet, and you get data from it, even if you're not able to make it back or get any extra damage.
Yeah, overall, it's just, like, you need to prolong the battle. Sometimes that's how it goes, like, even if you don't really come out with anything substantial from it. But Boosk isn't out of it just yet. 66 onto Ness does give Rob a lot of room to be able to convert some big damage into a kill. He just needs to be very choosy in how he moves along on Ness, because Syrup has been playing so well when it comes to these close-range bouts.
Yeah, I think in general, Syrup's aerial movement has been really on point, and because of that, with how well Ness can move sometimes, especially with Magnet, it's been super hard for Boost just to get his hands on Syrup at all.
Good get-up attack there. Did not have to worry about PK Thunder connecting into Syrup, or else that would have been a disastrous end to the set. Okay.
And that was a disaster set if you are Boosk. Gonna get hit with that back air. Syrup able to take it 2-1, rewriting history from earlier tonight, and gonna get the opportunity to play Zomba in losers finals.
All right, we're gonna have to see how that one's gonna go. I feel like Syrup looks a little primed and ready for playing along the likes of R.O.B, although, like I was saying a little earlier, R.O.B under Zomba, R.O.B under Boosk, very different breeds of robot.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see if Syrup is going to aim for more aggressive close-range play, keep the neutral constantly going back into fight after fight after fight, or if he's going to opt to wait for Zomba to approach him like we were seeing a lot of from Boosk.